Magnificent event. As you've just been told, my name is Thordis Elva, which means thunder goddess. It's been a hard name to live up to. And after 2 days of watching all this lightning happening on the stage, I'm hoping I can bring a little bit of humble thunder now to the end. I'm here to speak about the power of forgiveness. Not for our enemies, don't worry, the patriarchy is just fine. They don't need our forgiveness. I'm here to talk about the power of forgiving yourself. Because it so happens that I am, strangely enough, internationally famous for the worst thing that ever happened to me. When I was 16 years old, I fell in love for the first time with a soft-spoken, charming, eloquent honor student of a boy. And after a few weeks of this teenage budding romance, there was a school dance, we got drunk, and he raped me for 2 hours afterwards, leaving me limping for days and with a shattered sense of self-worth. And due to a wealth of internalized misogyny and not a lot of lived experience to counter that with, I blamed myself. I'd gotten drunk, I wore a short dress, and I had trusted someone with my heart who turned out to not be worthy of it. After a long time of punishing myself with eating disorders, with alcohol, with self-harm, I knew I had to find a way to forgive myself, to be able to reassign the blame to the person to whom it rightfully belonged, my perpetrator. I had to do that work. And because I can be a teeny bit obsessive, I spent years researching forgiveness, collecting hundreds of stories, conducting dozens of interviews, writing a book, writing a play. And here is what I've learned. The humanity that society is willing to assign to people can be measured in how much forgiveness they are deemed worthy of. The higher our humanity is valued, the more we are forgiven for our trespasses. That is, if you're a man. If you're a woman, you're judged more harshly on all fronts of life. It is not a forgiving world for us. And you don't have to take it from me, you can take it from the science, because studies show that we are judged so much harsher on our mistakes starting right off in the job interview. And if we do get the job, then we're judged much harder on our performance. We have to, of course, look impeccable on the job. We cannot, under any circumstances, leave it early. And if we do end up speaking up for ourselves, we are judged for that, not just for doing so, but for the very voice in which we speak up for ourselves, which is either too shrill or too mannish. Oh, and here's my favorite one. The study that shows that we are judged on the basis of a stereotype, that we are less nice as we grow middle-aged. I think we're going to have to give them this one. Honestly, they're on to us. They've realized that by the time we're middle-aged, we don't have any more fucks left to give. That's not a stereotype. Moving on, we are judged harshly for showing too much emotion and not enough. Looking at all of this, I have to ask, are men okay? It just seems like they're not sending their best representatives to judge us. You know, no offense, sorry. But it just seems to me that one of the all-time biggest lies of patriarchy is that we have to partake in this kind of judgment of other women because we have been told there are only so many seats at the table. So all women are our opponents, all women are our competition. But let me debunk that myth right now. Because studies show when a man makes a mistake on the job, trust in him drops. When a woman makes a mistake on the job, trust in all women drops. So men, in other words, get to be their own human beings, while we merely get to be representatives of human beings. And as fucking unfair as that is, there is a hidden gift in this. Because look around you. Look at the women in this room. Seriously, look around you. Look at the woman sitting next to you. Look at her. If that woman you're looking at right now, if she fails, trust in you drops. If you fail, trust in her drops. I cannot think of a more solid incentive to band together and ensure our mutual success. As women, we need to demand that our humanity is recognized to the point where we don't have to ask for forgiveness for being human. We have the same right to learn and grow through failure that our male counterparts have had since forever. And while we are being judged twice as hard, we are going to have to forgive ourselves twice as often. It is simple as that. While never forgetting the women who are not invited into rooms like this. Women who are allotted even less humanity. Our sisters, our trans sisters, who can't even safely use a bathroom. Our disabled sisters for whom this very stage would be insurmountable. Our sisters who are fleeing war and terror. And because we are all human beings, there will come a time in your life when you will make a grave error for which you will have to find a way to forgive yourself. Because if you don't stand a chance to move past that. And people tend to speak of forgiveness as this noble, delicate thing that's made of like halos and angel's breath. It's not. Forgiveness has mud smeared across her face. She has her knees bloody from the grovel. She pops her joint back into its location before raising the blade of her sword, hot from the whetstone, and severing the tie to the past that's holding her back. And we need to do the same thing, if not for us, then for our daughters who deserve to know that there is no voice too shrill to speak up for yourself in. Thank you. At the age of 25, I finally used my own voice to confront the man who had raped me at 16. He owned up to it and asked for my forgiveness. And after years of processing the past together, I did end up forgiving him, not because he deserved my forgiveness, although he was a better man at this point, but because I deserved peace. We became the first survivor and perpetrator in the world to collaborate on sharing our story in the hope that it would help other men understand that they never have the right to a woman's body. They are not entitled to that. And the teenager in me who choked on her own silence for so long is still pinching herself that our story is now, this secret I thought I would take with me to my grave, is now known by millions of people through our TED Talk, and that our book, South of Forgiveness, is coming out in the 14th country next year. But back to you, the magnificent women in this room. My parting gift to you is that forgiveness, forgiving herself, can be the most empowering and revolutionary thing a woman can do. And to take it a step further, the day you realize that there's nothing to forgive, you have set yourself free. Thank you.